the first thing Srila Prabhupada begins his preface is the Krishna conscious movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. So the whole Krishna conscious movement is being conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. So that's why the first topic that we will be discussing is the author Srila Rupa Goswami and his importance. Because Srila Prabhupada says if you want to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in his footsteps, then you need to follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis. They are the primary followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under whom all the other followers come. However, even those six Goswamis consider one of them as the leader of their group, and that is Srila Rupa Goswami. So even the other Goswamis very much consider Rupa Goswami as their leader. And that is why our whole parampara is called as Rupanugas, because we follow in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. And this word Rupanuga is coined by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami in his book called Manashiksha. So that is how even the other Goswamis actually accepted and followed in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami. He was considered the leader of all the six Goswamis. And in the preface, Srila Prabhupada writes, okay, if you want to understand the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you have to follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis. So now the question is, what is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Anybody would like to unmute yourself and answer? What is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You can even refer to the preface. Prabhupada has written it. So what
Hi,
is...
Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Is that to seriously follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis of Vrindavan?
True. What is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? To understand that, we have to follow in the footsteps of all the Goswamis. Yeah, Agape, Prabhu.
Were you asking again? What was the mission?
Yeah, what is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
The mission is to bring all the conditioned souls to become pure devotees and servants of Krishna.
Yes, very much. It reflects what Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Anybody else? What exactly Srila Prabhupada writes? This is right. What you said is right, but I'm just looking what is in the book.
So he says that
the science of Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the science of Krishna.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What is the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He wants to bestow on the human society the benediction of the science of Krishna. That's what he wants to give to all of us. He wants to give to all of us the science of Krishna. And then if you read what Srila Prabhupada is writing, he's saying, oh, okay, the science of Krishna, what is the deepmost, innermost secrets of the science of Krishna? That is the Ras Leela. That is his activities, his conjugal love with the gopis. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in the mood of Radharani. So if you really wants to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna, which is the innermost core of the science of Krishna. If someone wants to understand the Unnata Ujjvala Rasa, the topmost rasa of what is the dealings of Radha and Krishna, and Narottam Das Thakur saying is, what do we should need to do? What is Narottam Das Thakur saying? If you want to understand the science of Krishna, especially the dealings of Radha and Krishna, what we should be doing? What is Narottam Das Thakur recommending?
To follow in the footsteps of Srila Rupa Goswami.
Specifically, there's something that he is writing.
To control the mind and the senses?
No.
Oh, seriously, follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis?
Yes. How do you follow in the footsteps of the followers? There is something very specific he is writing. Narottam Das Thakur in his bhajan, 2 lines is given in the preface, and after that there is a line that Srila Prabhupada translates it. So one needs to read the literatures given. Yes.
You're reading the literature of those Goswamis, six Goswamis.
Yeah. So the specific way of following the Rupa Goswami, following the six Goswamis to understand the dealings of Radha and Krishna is to understand the literatures that they give. is to study the literatures that they are giving. Only through that literature we can understand what is the dealings of Radha and Krishna. And among all those literatures, Upadeshamrit is considered as not just the essence, however, it is also considered as the first book that all the sadhakas who begin to practice must read and practice. So, is there any questions on this? So we just saw the first two paragraphs of the preface through this questioning and all these things. What we tried is to just understand the first two paragraphs of the preface, that Rupa Goswami is under whom the whole Krishna conscious movement is being conducted, and all the followers of Gaudiya Vaishnavism is all under Srila Rupa Goswami, and he is the leader of the six Goswamis. And only by reading the literatures given by these six Goswamis, we can understand Radha and Krishna. Someone can say, I don't bother to understand Radha and Krishna, why should I? So then they say, oh, you don't understand, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually came to give the science of Krishna. And the most important aspect of that science is to understand the dealings of Radha and Krishna. And if you want to understand the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then you have to follow in the footsteps of six Goswamis, and the names are given in the second paragraph. So now, and then we are also seeing Srila Rupa Goswami is considered the leader of those Goswamis, all the six Goswamis. And then Prabhupada says Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave only one literature, Shikshashtaka, as the essence. So similarly, Rupa Goswami wrote a lot of literatures, but he also wrote a very important one, which is the Upadeshamrit.